Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for this video. I am going to be reading Sarah Caroli's 5-star read. I love Sarah Caroli's channel. She is such good vibes. It feels like I'm on FaceTime with a friend when I watch her videos. Like, she's just so sweet. Her videos are so good. This series completely isn't my idea. I got this idea from this YouTuber. I love her channel, you should check her out. These are all really anticipated reads for me, so I'm really excited. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Let's get into it. The first book I'm going to be reading in this video is Magnolia Parks.
I was like chasing the feeling that this book gave me, and I don't know how to move on from here. How am I gonna start another book? How am I gonna feel anything after this? I already want to go back through it and reread it. And that's when you know it's 5 stars.
I need to know what the hype is about. I need to know why everyone's so obsessed with BJ and Magnolia's story. All I really know is that it's a really toxic book. They are on and off all the time. I'm pretty sure it's set in high school. I could be wrong there, or college or something. It's about a lot of rich teenagers, and people say that it's like Gossip Girl, which is one of my favourite shows. I used to love it when I was like 14, 15. Sarah Caroli loves this book. She loves this series, and she's honestly the reason why I really want to read this series, because she hypes it up a lot. So hopefully I like it.
I know that I can't go on without you. It's hard, cause it took 5 years until I found you. Oh, I'm not gonna let you go. Oh, I'm gonna hold you close. It's hard, cause it took 5 years.
I just read the first chapter and wow. You can tell this is gonna be just drama. Like, there's already been a fight between BJ and one of the boys that Magnolia was with. I'm nervous. I don't know if I'm gonna love this book, to be honest. And I'm only up to page 14 and I'm already saying that. Like, it's entertaining, but I don't know, like, you know, when I'm more further in the book, how I feel. I do hope I enjoy it, but yeah, the characters all seem pretty insufferable already. I love how Jessa Hastings writes, because it feels like BJ and Magnolia are speaking to me as a reader. Like, they say things like, I know what you're thinking, what the fuck, it's weird, I know we're weird. Like, it's like they're actually speaking to us, and that just is really cool. I've never really read anything that's written in that way, so it's very different, and I'm actually enjoying it. I have already been highlighting stuff because I can't lie, Jessa's writing is really, really beautiful, and some of the quotes are just amazing already.
Until I found you, we're just getting started, baby. I can't control myself lately.
Oh shit, BJ. I'm sorry, but I do. I love reading his point of view, but I hate him. Why does he treat Magnolia like this? I know Magnolia's done bad things as well, but it's like they've just had an argument and now some girl's grinding on him. Like, really? It's so frustrating. I'm gonna stop reading for now, but I'm up to page 106, chapter 15. Oh my god, I am enjoying this way more than I thought I would, even though it's so toxic. It's literally so entertaining. It reminds me so much of Gossip Girl because of the group of friends. BJ and Magnolia are literally Blair and Chuck in a book, which they were my favourite in the show. Magnolia Parks. I am conflicted. I really, really wanted to love this book, and I am 200 pages in, and I'm bored. Like, I am bored. I feel like people say you either love or hate this book, but I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. But one thing though that's really making me feel conflicted is I love the writing. Like, I've literally tabbed so many of the quotes in this book because the wording in it is absolutely stunning. I'm not connecting to the characters, I'm not connecting to the relationship, I'm not interested, to be honest. I'm not getting excited to pick the book up at all. Like, I'm just like, oh, I've got to read Magnolia Parks for my YouTube video. I really don't want to. I don't know if it's because I'm not in the mood for a book like this, or I just simply, it's not a book for me. I think I put this book on a pedestal because of how many people love it, and I'm not one of those people, I guess. I mean, hopefully my mind changes, with the next 200 pages, but I doubt it. The characters don't have much personality, in my opinion. I feel like they're just so one-dimensional, like there's no personality to them. It's just fighting all the time, which is just not interesting to me. It's like Gossip Girl, but the Gossip Girl characters had personality. In this book, Jessica Hastings talking a lot about how they have this pull between each other, but there's no why they have this pull to each other. What do they love about each other? Why is their emotional connection so deep? I feel like I'm missing something while reading this. Maybe it's because I'm not taking in what I'm reading. Maybe there is a reason why, but it's just not very believable to me, I guess. The urge to DNF this book is so strong. I am not having a fun time reading this. I'm so bored. I just finished Magnolia Parks and I have never been happier to be finished with a goddamn book. I'm so sad that Sarah Caroli loved this and I didn't. Like the ending, a lot of people cry at it and I just did not care. This book felt like just a bunch of different scenarios put together to make a story, but it wasn't really a story because not much was happening. The characters didn't have much depth to them. It was just two people hurting each other over and over again, and it was the most repetitive thing I have ever read. I could not connect to the characters to the point where I felt emotional towards them. I just didn't care, even though I did tab a lot in this book. I only tabbed because I cannot lie, Jessica Hastings' writing is beautiful. She's really good at portraying emotions, but when the characters have no depth, it's like you need to give the characters more depth for me to care and to have more plot in your books, not just beautiful writing. I'm going to be giving this a 3 star. Didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Probably not going to continue this series because I'm not interested at all. I dreaded it every time I picked this book up today. I've read 200 and something pages, but it feels like I've read about 500. Hoping that Love and Other Words stops me from getting into a slump, because I can see this book putting me into a slump because it was just so draining. BJ and Magnolia are the most frustrating people I have ever read about. I couldn't deal with them. They was making me so angry, which is one of the reasons why people love it. People love the frustration, things like that. No, I hated it. I don't want to feel frustrated reading a book. I want to be connected. I want to love the relationship, and I just didn't in this book at all. Like, I was just so frustrated and annoyed all the time, and that's just not what I want to feel when I'm reading. You know, I just don't think this book is made for me. It's not something I would enjoy, so that's why I'm not going to be continuing the series. Please don't get offended. I know so many people love this book, and honestly I'm annoyed that I didn't love it. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, I just told you why. It was nothing. I felt like I've read nothing. I've read a 419 page book, but I feel like I've read nothing. Like, I couldn't tell you what happened in this book apart from two people hurting each other. None of the scenes are stuck in my brain. I feel nothing towards it. But I didn't hate it, so I'm giving it 3 stars. Hi, so it is actually a lot later now because Magnolia Parks put me in a little bit of a slump, so I had to take a break from like the books that I'm reading in this video because they're not very fluffy romances. I mean, Love and Other Words is really cute. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, I did end up reading Happy Place and Mr. Wrong Number, and now I feel like I'm ready to get back into this video and I'm excited. I'm loving Love and Other Words so far, but yeah. As I just said, I have started Love and Other Words.
The first question is a book you tell people is your favorite. That is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This is the book that if anyone asks what my top book is, and I know there's a lot of books out there that I say are my favorites that I've given 5 stars, but this is like the top. And I don't think any book will ever take over the spot of this one.
I am 153 pages in. Love and Other Words is about Macy and Elliot. They became friends at 13, they fell in love at 15, and at 18 they were everything to each other. One mistake shattered them as a couple, and they haven't spoken for 11 years. Macy sees Elliot in a coffee shop and She just does not know how to feel about this. She doesn't know where her head's at. She's really confused on how she feels about him. She doesn't know if she can forgive him for what he's done. I don't know what he's done yet. I'm nervous to find out, to be honest. She doesn't have any closure. And also to mention, Macy is getting married, so that's very complicated as well. I love the then and now perspective in this book, especially the then. Like, I love seeing them fall in love with each other, and the fact that they're both the fact that they're both book lovers as well. So freaking cute, oh my god. And the fact that they always go to the closet and read together, it's just so wholesome. It's so wholesome. I much prefer them in the then perspective to the now perspective, but to be fair, in the now perspective it's all very complicated, so that's probably why. I love the cuteness. I'm only 150 pages in and I love this book so far. I love Macy and Elliot, but I think I know the trope in this. I'm pretty sure when I were on TikTok a while ago, this was the book that I got spoiled for, but I'm not 100% sure. I hope it's not what I think it is, because that could completely lower my rating. I am now up to page 251. I am dog-earing a lot of this. I am obsessed with Elliot and Macy so much, more so past Elliot and Macy than present. Cute little dorky moments between them where they're just trying to figure themselves out, they're trying to figure out how things work, you know, things like that. I just think it's so cute and funny and really beautiful to read about.
I'm not going anywhere cause I feel best right next to you.
I am gonna stop reading now. It ended on a really wholesome scene. It was so cute. I love Macy's relationship with Elliot's whole family. Hi, I'm sorry I don't look the best right now. My allergies are just terrible, but I am gonna be finishing Love and Other Words. I only have about 100 pages left now, so not long to go at all. And I'm so excited to finish it and see what happened. The then timeline, as I've said, and I keep saying it, is so freaking adorable. Like, I love how they are written. They're so special. Like, I've never read about a couple that are so obsessed with books. And like, whenever they're talking about books and stuff, it's just so interesting to read. I love it so much. I have a feeling something bad's gonna go down, and I think I know what it is. I knew this was the trope in the book. This is gonna lower my ratings so much.
Move next to me and show me all the things you wanna do. Oh, I can't wait to try.
This is so annoying. I knew this was coming. Honestly, while reading this, I've been reading it and enjoying it, but knowing what's coming, and it's making me not feel connected to the book.
Going around the world in our fancy cars. Look at all the stars. I can't believe this is true. It took 5 years to find you. We're just getting started.
So that's why she didn't call it, because that happened. I was not expecting that. That's so heartbreaking. Macy literally deserves so much better. I just finished Love and Other Words, and I feel so left out in this video because I did really enjoy this, but I'm going to be giving it a 3.75. The books I've given 4 stars I've enjoyed more than I enjoyed this, so that's why I'm giving it a 3.75. But I feel like I've ruined this book for myself because I knew the spoiler and that made it hard to connect to the relationship. But I still really enjoyed the relationship in this book, apart from the end, because I just don't like that trope. It instantly makes me lose connection with the couple. It is a 3.75, which isn't a bad rating. It's just not a 4 star. I usually don't rate books for 3.75, but a 3.5 is too low and a 4 is too high, so that's why I'm doing that. And that twist at the end was absolutely heartbreaking. Some of the quotes in this were really beautiful as well. I am really excited to read The Unhoneymooners though, because I know that that's more of a rom-com. I feel like this one was more of a serious novel. I'm so sorry, this is so many people's favourite book and I wish I was the same, but sadly I'm not. 3.75 is still a good rating. Please don't think I hate this book, because I don't. I did think it was a beautiful story and a beautiful book. Hi, hello. So it is actually 2 days later now. I was hoping to finish this video on Wednesday because there's a lot of summer books that I really want to read and my TBR is so huge and I've only read 3 books this month and it is the 16th of June, so I am definitely not getting through my TBR this month, which actually makes me so sad because I really wanted to, and I go on holiday next week, so it's just not gonna happen, is it? It's really not. I didn't read the last 2 days because a lot has happened. Let's just say that. I'm gonna be reading If He Had Been With Me Now.
I highly recommend this. I gave this 5 stars. I'm obsessed with this book and this story.
I have actually read 102 pages this morning. I did read 20 pages on Tuesday as well, but I'm actually really enjoying this so far. A lot more than I enjoyed the other 2 books, to be honest. I just love how Laura Nolan writes. Like, it's very quick and easy. I feel like I'm flying through it. I love the story. I love the characters already. I really enjoy Autumn as a character. This book starts off really sad. You can tell that this is going to be a heartbreaking story because it tells you the ending of the book. I have a feeling this is going to be a highly rated book, which excites me because the other 2, well, Love and Other Words was fairly high, but Magnolia Parks wasn't, so I have high hopes for this. I am kind of hoping to finish this today. I don't know if that'll happen. 391 pages, so that would mean I would have to read 300 pages basically, and I just don't think I can do that in a day. Also, heartbreaking. Look what I did to my book. Wait, let me. As you can see, all the edges are crinkled. I dropped juice all over it and I was so heartbroken. I was literally like, no! But this follows Autumn, and Autumn has a boyfriend called Jamie, but she finds herself constantly thinking about Finney and constantly Finney is always on her mind, and her and Finney were childhood best friends. They were pretty much inseparable, but when they got to high school, or it could have been middle school, I can't remember, one of the 2, they drifted apart and they don't speak at all now, very rarely anyway, but their families are extremely close. So they're pretty much forced to celebrate holidays together. They're forced to have an acquaintance with each other, but they're nothing like they used to be. It's actually really sad when you're reading about through Autumn's POV because you can just tell that she misses Finn so much, and there's not really anything she can do about it. Because I really like this book because Autumn is going through the struggles of high school. This is YA as well, and I actually really enjoy YA books. I know this book is gonna break my heart. I can just see it coming. I don't think I'll cry, but we'll see. We'll see how hard the end hits me. But then when I think about the fact that Autumn and Finney are probably not going to end up together, it makes me want to cry. Because I just feel like they are meant to be together. I am a tiny bit over halfway now, if you can see that. I am actually obsessed with this book, and I'm actually surprised that I'm obsessed with it because there's not a lot happening in this book, but I really love Autumn as a character and I love following along with her. I don't know, I think it's the writing. I just really enjoy the writing and seeing the little snippets of her and Finn's interactions, seeing her think about him all the time. I just love it. I really love it so far, and I'm so glad that I'm loving it because this vlog hasn't been going as good as I was expecting it to, so it's nice to have a book that I'm actually really enjoying. This month has not been the best reading month for me. Like, I've enjoyed the books that I've read, but I've only had 1 4-star this month, so hopefully this will be a 4 or a 5-star. Just love the way she explains the way Autumn feels about Finn and her quotes. There was one quote that said, sad things are beautiful too, and I just really love that quote. It's just, especially when you know what's coming. I think the way she's writing it is just incredible. I just think the way Laura Nolan has written this book, she's instantly made me fall in love with Autumn and Finn as characters. Seeing Autumn interact with Finn's mum is just the cutest thing ever, and the little memories in the past between Finn and Autumn, like the leaves when they were jumping around in the leaves and stuff. It's so cute. Also, you won't know what I'm talking about if you haven't read this book, but the goat scene, I don't know why, but that was just so freaking cute. And the way Finn knows her so well as well. I love Finn and Autumn basically, and I could ramble about them forever. Thank you Sarah Caroli for recommending this book, and I can see why she loved this book. He is just the sweetest boy ever. I can see why she wrote it in this way, because, and told us what happens at the start, because it makes you more sad when you're reading it, I feel like, because you know what's coming and you're reading these cute scenes between Autumn and Finn, and it just breaks your heart because you know what's going to happen, and it's just so sad. I have a feeling it's going to be 5 stars. I just want to keep reading cute scenes between Autumn and Finn, to be honest. Guys, something exciting's about to happen, but it's all going to fall apart in about 30 pages.
I know that I can't go on without you. It's hard, cause it took 5 years until I found you. Oh, I'm not gonna let you go. Oh, I'm gonna hold you close. It's hard, cause it took 5 years until
I have finished If He Had Been With Me, and guys, I feel so sick. I literally feel like I'm gonna throw up after reading this, and I'm not being dramatic. I feel so shook up and sad after reading this, like it's actually broke me. And I've never felt like this with a book before, only with movies. These characters literally have my heart, and the fact that they had such a tragic ending is just really messing with my head, because I just keep thinking about if he had been with me, thinking about what could have been and things like that, and it's just so sad. Laura Nolan is actually a genius for writing this the way she wrote it. Like, she literally told us what was going to happen, which then when you're reading it you see cute scenes between them and you can't help but thinking about what's going to happen, and it just makes you so heartbroken for the characters. I just think the way this was written was absolutely incredible. Such a beautiful and heartbreaking story, and I think everyone should read this. I'm never going to stop thinking about these characters in this book. Autumn and Finn deserve so much better. Please go read it if you haven't. I know it's a sad book, but it's so worth it because it's just one of the best books I have ever read, to be honest. 5 stars. I am obsessed with this book. My second favourite book of the year so far. I am just in love with this story, in love with this book, in love with the characters, in love with the journey that this book took me on, and just everything about it was absolute perfection. Please read it if you haven't. Just go do it. If you're gonna read any books from this video, read this one. And I'm so glad we got a 5 star out of this video. I did sob at this book, and I keep wanting to cry when I think about this book. I didn't think words on pieces of paper could make me feel this type of way. Please look up the trigger warnings before you read it. Let's do a wrap up of all the books we read in this video. I would say that this wasn't the most successful reading vlog I've ever done, but I still thoroughly enjoyed myself. And I'm so glad that Sarah Caroli recommended these books, because I'm glad I've read them, even if I didn't enjoy one of them as much as I thought I would. First up, we read Magnolia Parks, and I am still so sad over this book that I didn't love it as much as everyone else seems to be loving it. I gave it a 3 stars, and I still stand by that rating. I am so sad, because literally every time I watch booktubers that read this book, they're like 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. I just did not have that experience, and I really wish I did. Next book we read was Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Another one that kind of disappointed me, but I still thoroughly enjoyed this book. I gave it a fairly high rating. It was close to being a 4 star, but I gave it a 3.75 star. The main reason why I gave it such a high rating, even though I didn't enjoy the book as much as I thought I would, is because I actually really enjoyed the characters in this. It's just the one thing that happened and the one trope in this ruined the whole book for me and made me not like it as much, so that's why I give it a 3.75. I feel like there's something wrong with it because so many people give these books 5 stars and I didn't. I was watching TikToks on it and people were saying that what happened was essay, but if it was essay, then it wasn't written in the right manner in my opinion, because it was just brushed off. And the way it written seemed like Elliot cheated. It's such a tragic and beautiful story. This book was absolutely phenomenal and one of my new favourite reads. I would give it 1,000,000 stars if I could. I just love this book so much. Every time I think about this book, I feel like breaking down again. I just have such an immense connection to these characters, and I just don't know what to do with myself now. I cannot wait for Finn's POV book to come out. I don't know when it comes out, but I'm just so excited for that. The ending, so sad, so tragic, yet so beautiful. I wish I didn't put this book off for so long, because I literally was so scared to read it, because I was so scared that I wasn't going to give it 5 stars. And guess what I did? So thank you, Sarah Caroli, for making me. I've not actually seen this book on anyone else's channel, I don't think. It's literally only been Sarah Caroli's channel, so thank you, Sarah, for introducing me to this. It's stunning book. 5 stars, perfection. Read it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up, subscribe. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one.